Hello. Most of our community is eager to build wealth, so we decided to delve into the key components of portfolios owned by the wealthiest individuals. This video isn't centered around ways to make money. Instead, it focuses on what you should do with the money you earn to reinforce your wealth. For those of you new to these terms, it's essential to understand the distinction between assets and liabilities. Assets bring money into your pocket while liabilities cost you money. The more assets you have working for you, the wealthier you become. It's a straightforward concept, right? Now let's explore 10 assets that have been enriching the wealthy even further. Number 1. Equipment. Anything that generates income for you or aids in increasing your earnings is considered an asset. For example, if you're a farmer, your tractor is an asset. If you're a programmer, your laptop is an asset. If you're an Uber driver, your car is an asset. The classification of something as an asset, or a liability, depends on whether it directly correlates to the money you're generating. Buying a car, for instance, can be a liability unless your income is directly tied to the car. People often confuse the two, trying to justify a liability as an asset, which can lead to mismanagement of their finances due to a lack of self-control. Number 2. Cash. Undoubtedly, having cash deposited in a bank account earns you some interest. However, these days, the interest rates offered by banks are barely keeping up with inflation. Nonetheless, cash remains a priority. Take, for instance, Apple, the company, which holds over $200 billion in cash reserves. It's all about liquidity. So why do wealthy individuals keep a significant portion of their wealth in cash reserves? There are two main reasons. First, having cash readily available allows them to seize any opportunity that arises. An obvious advantage if you think about it. Suppose the deal of a lifetime presents itself, but you lack the funds to capitalize on it. This is one of the primary reasons why wealthy people save cash. Second, they can achieve higher returns from cash deals. Not only do people offer better pricing when paid in cash, but there's also the option of engaging in peer-to-peer lending. This practice involves lending money to others at high interest rates. If you're willing to take some risks and have a lower income, numerous platforms offer peer-to-peer lending services. In these scenarios, the average bank's interest on deposits is less than 1%, while peer-to-peer lending can range from 7% to as high as 15% or even 20%. Remember to keep a rational mind when making investment decisions. Number 3. Patents. Patents are truly remarkable. For those unfamiliar with them, when you invent something new, you can protect your creation by filing for a patent. This document certifies you as the inventor and provides a detailed description of your invention's functionality. With this protection in place, companies must pay a fee to use your innovation. Otherwise, you have the right to take legal action against them. Patents wield incredible power and hold immense value in the business world. A single patent can pave the way to wealth, and the best inventions are often supported by patents. To put things into perspective, consider the vast number of U.S. patents received last year. However, it's not just large companies that benefit from patents. Do you remember the Slinky? It generated over $3 billion in sales. 4. Real estate. This is a game changer. We absolutely adore real estate, and here's why. 2 compelling reasons. Firstly, rental income. Money flows in consistently every month with minimal effort on your part. If you're savvy, you can leverage current technology trends and opt for short-term rentals to yield higher returns, though it might not be as passive. Secondly, appreciation. Despite the challenges posed by the coronavirus outbreak, the population continues to rise, resulting in an ever-growing demand for places to live or rent. As a result, property prices steadily climb and are projected to continue doing so, making real estate one of the most lucrative investments you could ever make. In the realm of real estate assets, you have various options. 1. Residential buildings where people live and pay rent. 2. Office buildings where businesses operate and pay rent. 3. Commercial buildings used by enterprises to sell their products or services, generating rental income. 4. Land, which can be developed, cultivated, or left to appreciate over time. Remarkably important to note is that the house you live in is not an asset. It's a liability. It costs you money to maintain it without putting any additional funds in your pocket. 5. People. The true value of people as assets becomes apparent only when they are gone. Few grasp the fact that companies are not tangible entities. They exist as constructs of our imagination validated by the state. Companies consist of names, ideas, and innovations developed under this conceptual umbrella. And who is responsible for all of this? It's the people. A single individual can revolutionize a company with their ideas. Just look at the immense impact of replacing Steve Jobs with the former Pepsi CEO on the company, nearly driving what is now one of the most beloved technology brands to bankruptcy. Then there are the teams that constitute a company as a whole. In some cases, larger companies have acquired startups simply to bring their talented teams on board. Ideally, nobody in your company should be irreplaceable, but the more challenging it is to replace certain individuals, the more valuable they become as assets. Hire the right people, and they will pave the way to riches. 6. Bonds. Let's break this down simply. When governments or businesses need funds, they can issue something known as bonds, which are sold to interested investors. Through these bonds, the government or business commits to paying the bondholders a specific amount of money regularly, usually on a monthly basis. Typically, bonds come with an expiry date, ranging from 1 month to 30 years. These are considered secure investments because they are usually backed by the government. However, as you probably already know, low risk often translates to low returns. Bonds typically offer a yearly return of around 3%, which is better than what most banks offer but might not excite a novice investor. When a bond reaches its maturity date, the principal amount is returned to the investor. The primary ways to purchase bonds are either 1. Directly from the Treasury Department, or 2. Through a brokerage firm. 7. Trademarks. In addition to protecting inventions through patents, trademarks play a crucial role in safeguarding symbols, words, or phrases. We all know their importance when it comes to logos or brand names. But here's where it gets fascinating. If you own a valuable trademark with marketable appeal, you can license it to others for commercial use and earn revenue in return. Let me share a captivating story about Michael Buffer, who trademarked the catchphrase you can now see on your screen in 1992. It's catchy, entertaining, and instantly recognizable. Since trademarking it, he has amassed over $400 million from just this one catchphrase. Beyoncé took a proactive approach and trademarked the name of her daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, even before her birth, to prevent any commercial misuse. Interestingly, 1 in 5 U.S. companies claims that Chinese companies are infringing on their intellectual property. This disregard for intellectual property rights has been a major factor contributing to China's rapid growth, as they reportedly steal over $600 billion in intellectual property from the rest of the world annually. 8. Unique rights. It's worth noting instances where certain parties enjoy an unfair competitive advantage that can be considered an asset. For instance, the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act in the U.S. grants native Indians exclusive rights to various gambling activities regulated under state law. Likewise, some organizations, such as churches worldwide, benefit from tax exemptions, essentially operating like businesses with products, services, and merchandise. This is also the case for art museums and fraternal organizations. 9. Mutual and index funds. While individual stock purchases offer ownership in a single company, mutual funds and index funds pool multiple companies together, allowing investors to buy into a diverse basket of companies as a whole. The primary advantage lies in increased diversification, making it a safer investment option. Statistically, index funds outperform other asset classes, making them a wise choice for long-term wealth building. The top index funds include Fidelity Zero, Large Cap Index, Spider S and P500 ETF Trust, iShares Core S and P500 ETF, and Schwab S and P500 Index Fund. For instance, the S&P 500 Index consists of the top 500 performing companies, and as companies drop from the list, new strong performers replace them. Over the past 90 years, the S&P 500 Index has seen an average annualized total return of 9.8%, making index funds an essential part of any wealth-building portfolio. 10. Brand and goodwill. Both brand and goodwill are immensely valuable assets for any business. A brand represents the impression a company leaves on consumers, conveying its values and identity. On the other hand, goodwill is the emotional attachment people have toward the brand, arising from the company's positive impact on the community and customers. While a brand is deliberately crafted by the company, goodwill is something that must be genuinely cultivated over time. Nevertheless, the power of goodwill should not be underestimated, as it can save companies from bankruptcy and drive success through customer loyalty alone. An example is the Kardashian-Jenner family. Take Kylie's lip kits, for instance. They might not differ significantly from competitors, yet her branding prowess has made her a billionaire. Now that you're equipped with this invaluable insight, you have the potential to make a real impact. Embrace the mindset of a business owner and let your entrepreneurial journey begin. We can't wait to witness the incredible things you'll achieve with this newfound knowledge. So go out there and make your mark. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel.